Yo, what is up, guys? We're back. And, little known fact, we have fully upgraded turrets and Nora unlocked because we beat the game. So, basically, what I did to do this was I farmed stage 4, fully got a bunch of gold saved up, upgraded the turret. Then what I did was I did another run through. Now with this run through, I actually wasn't planning on winning. I just wanted to test the turret on stage 4. However, we finished stage 4 with a bunch of health as Erika, so I decided, and I've got 14,000 saved up like gold, and I got, because it was the 6,000 that I got from the mission, and then I had enough saved up from the turret. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just keep moving on. I didn't buy any upgrades, though, for Stage 5. I just went in, and I forgot how much health I had. I think it was only like a couple, though. I didn't have any time stops, though. Didn't have any dynamite. Collected them on the way, though, and somehow managed to beat Stage 5. So when I did that, I was just like, well, we're here. I'm going to go for it. And I'll be honest, if you have items, that final boss is a joke. If you don't have items, it's ridiculously hard. If you do, though, it's a joke. Like, actually, I just sped through it like it was nothing. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here right now is to do a run through as Erika. I'm not going to buy items for the end because I already did beat the game. However, I would like to point out that when we do her run through, then we're going to do one as Nora. Then I'm going to do every story mode separately for like little mini videos for anyone needing to know special tips on specific maps. For example, like on the third map, where to stand so that you can dodge all the shots. On the fifth, or not on the fifth, on the final map, stage 6, there actually is something I found out. So if y'all remember right, we did go up against Erebus as Chloe the first time we ran through. Apparently, when he does that thing where he shoots a bunch of orbs out of each side of him, the ones coming out of the left side that are a lot darker red, if you shoot those, they disappear. So you actually have to make openings in between the orbs to run through, which is really cool. Also, Nora has the ability to summon 2 turrets. I don't know if that's like from the get-go you start off with 2 turrets plus the one that you have from having turrets, or if that's not how it works, but either way, it's cool. So, yeah. So far, I mean, we've got everything. There's nothing left. So this is it. We're at the end game. And now, here we go. Stage 1, as Erika. See how this goes. So yeah, so right off the bat, you start off with 6 health. You can see why that's handy dandy, but you don't just start off with 6 health while doing this run through. You start off with magnetism, so you don't have to go get the gold, and you start off with double gold, so this is the best farming character by far, and as far as I can tell, the best character, stat-wise. At least in terms of averageness. I actually looked at Nora, the one you get for beating the campaign, and she's decent? Iffy? It's kind of iffy. See, Nora has ridiculously high damage, speed, and movement. However, I think one of her stats was low, and I don't remember which one it was. But she's basically, if she doesn't have magnetism and stuff like that, though. It's literally just meant to be, like, end game. If you're just looking to, like, speed run hardcore bosses. If you just, like, buy all your items so that you don't have to worry about finding them in a run. But, I mean, it's a cool concept to have a character that just, is really good for bosses. Especially considering she can have 2 turrets, which, kind of means double damage. And we did fully upgrade the turrets. I did test them on a boss. I think it was the final boss, and not the like end boss. I did use one on him too. However, I used one on the boss of Zone 5, and that actually like it does hurt him. It doesn't hurt him a lot, but it hurts him. It's useful. Basically, what I want to try to do though is because now I know exactly how the fights go. I want to see if we can get all the way through the game without an item. I don't think we can. I think it's possible, but I mean, like, without buying any with gold. Because I know it would be possible if we just, like, got really lucky with our drops. I don't think it is, though, likely. So, we'll aim for it, though. And then, after this run, we'll do Nora's run. Pretty sure we'll have enough gold to fully upgrade her after this. Then we'll do the separate runs. those will be fun. And then after that, we'll do survival and arcade. And the reason why I'm saving arcade for last is because that is going to be an actual hell. That's basically saying that the reason why you want to do it is Erika, first off, like, I'm just going to call that out now. Erika is the best character for that. It's because she gets gold, and in between levels you actually can purchase stuff, but I don't think it can be the gold from campaign. I did it once and I don't think my gold transferred. So I'm pretty sure, unless I just didn't have gold at the time, I'm pretty sure that you start off with physically nothing as level 1. And only way I can see that happening is Erika, if you know, spent your gold at the end of every match on your health items and your time stop. Might be possible otherwise, but I don't think so. And also, you gotta factor in, like, you don't have the MK 1000s, I don't think. You might, but I don't think you do. And if you don't, then that puts you at a much further disadvantage. I don't know, though. I did look at the percentage of people who completed arcade mode in comparison to, like, the story mode, and I think it was, like, 16% of the people who played this have completed story mode, and, like, 9% completed arcade mode. So, that being said, I mean, odds are at least a couple thousand people on Xbox bought this, right? So, I'd wager 7,000, like, at least. So, that being said, out of 7,000, 16% beat story mode, and then only 9% beat arcade mode. I'd wager that, since that's a little bit less, actually that's more than half the people who beat story mode did it. So with that being said, that must mean that it's doable. Because, you know, like, most people would quit if it was something that, like, was ridiculous. But it must be at least doable to some noticeable standards if you just figure out a few tricks. And I mean, just look at us right now. We're starting off with nothing. We've already got 7 health on the first floor, 5 time stops. I mean, yeah, you could just get a lucky run, but even without a lucky run, I'm assuming there is a pretty simplified way. Maybe the MK 1000s just transfer over. We'll figure all that stuff out, though, when we're there. The thing that I'm curious about is how fast Nora, like, chews through bosses. And the reason's because, when we go through her campaign, that's gonna be a bit of a different run. Like, it's gonna be a bit of a different run. Is so enjoyable. Like, I'll be honest, playing as Erika is enjoyable, and it's literally just off the fact that the whole time I know I'm collecting a lot of gold. Like, one run through should give me about, I think, 10,000, a little bit over that, even if we don't make it, like, to zone 5. But, you know, we will, so. Because it's like, this zone alone, I think, gives you like 1,600 or 500, something like that. Yeah, 1,600. So we got that. Next one's gonna give us like 3,200 or around there. Then after that will give us about 2K. It'll be like 1,800 or 900, but it'll be close to 2K. And then the zone after that will give us like 6K. So yeah, we'll pass 10,000. I just don't know if that'll be enough to upgrade Nora. Because, fun fact actually, Nora's upgrade prices are different than anyone else's. The way everyone else started was 50 was the starting price for upgrading, including Erika. However, Nora starts off at 500. So I don't know if that's going to change the price by a lot or a little. I'm assuming we're going to need about 20 or 15K to upgrade her. 15,000 or 20,000, but whatever. And for our actual just like run-throughs where we're just casually clearing out areas, I think for the Jesus, that is a lot of stop times. Look at that. Those were from the Destructibles all at once. That does not normally happen. Okay. And we haven't gotten a single dynamite, too. I don't know if I should be happy or sad. The dynamites. After we finish this game, my break from Shining Resonance will be over. Run on there. We'll beat it. Then I'm gonna uninstall it. And we'll look for a new game. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna come out. And whatever our new game is, we're taking a break from that and we're moving to Kingdom Hearts 3 for a bit. Because that comes out on Xbox and I wanna play it. Also, there's gonna be like that Black Sea Online or something like that. Black Desert, I think it is. And I'm hoping that's gonna be good. I do have a couple games in mind though for what we can play while we're waiting. Because, so, this game I plan on finishing by tonight. I'm obviously not gonna upload all the videos tonight. I'm gonna upload a couple, probably two or three. And then I'm gonna keep up that as like a steady pace of just, you know, two or three a night of these. And then that'll cover this week. And a long stream of Riddled corpses. And then, well, this week's almost over. It's Saturday. But, and then I do play Trove in my free time, and that's just because I've got a lot of friends on there. But I might, you know, just fill up my time with these for a bit. Because, so, I do want to get done as Divine Hearts. Like, that's a game that I did it on stream once. The stream crashed, I think, or something like that. Oh, no. No, so what happened was, hold up. I do remember what happened the first time, but I actually did keep streaming after that, and then something else happened. So, basically, Twitch didn't save the stream, and then I tried to continue it, after that happened. And then what happened after that was, it was either my save file got corrupted, or I did the stream and the stream crashed. It was something like that. And if a stream crashes, sometimes Twitch doesn't save. So, 2 times in a row, basically, Twitch didn't save him. At that point, it was like, I think each stream I was doing too, because if you don't know me, whenever I do an RPG that's like a JRPG, I do about 2 hours at a time. And I'm pretty sure it was like 4 hours worth of stuff that it was missing. And like, as Divine Hearts isn't that long, it's like 12 hours. So it was kind of just like, oh, yeah, you, kind of cut out half the story. Actually reminds me of, Cronus Arc. Like, whenever the JRPGs get transferred over to Xbox, they're in good condition, and they make them, to where they're not pay to win anymore. And what I mean by that is they're never pay to win. It's pay to get upgrades, basically, for instance, like doing extra damage quicker, stuff like that. They take that out, and instead they make it so that gems are farmable and very easy. The reason they don't do that on mobile, by the way, is because people are dumb on mobile and they buy stuff. On console, though, they know for a fact people aren't going to pay for extra DLC, or if they do, they're only going to pay for small things. They're not going to pay for gems. And, you know, if you look at how a lot of console games are going right now, like Fallout 76, don't put in-game currencies, and you don't have that problem that you have to buy. It's mostly only for AAA brands that problem happens with, where it's like people don't expect it, because it's like, you know, if it's an MMO, people expect some currency transactions. Monster Hunter World actually had some DLCs, but they weren't that, like, game-changing. Basically, if I remember right, the DLCs in Monster Hunter World, all they really did was, they gave you armor, and that armor would actually give you a decent buff for the start of the game. However, it's just that, it's a buff for the start of the game. About, like, maybe 20 or 30 hours into the game, it's worthless. But, I mean, that being said, you can keep it for about 20 or 30 of your story hunts. Well, not story hunts, but, you know, while you're progressing through the story for about 20 or 30 hours. And, I mean, that's not a small thing. That's actually a lot of time, but, you know, I mean, like, it's not something that's seen as bad by anyone, almost. And the reason's because, I mean, hey, it's just a couple hours and stuff. It's like how some games have EXP potions. Some people don't like them, but a lot of people do. Nah, though, basically with that as Divine, though, for all the Chemco games. They made it so that you can buy orbs in the store and stuff like that, speed up stuff. Well, the problem is with two games. There's Cronus Arc and there's Revenant Dogma. Revenant Dogma, by the way, we did stream. I actually had a lot of people watch that stream because we streamed it when it released. And if you stream a game on Xbox when it releases, you get about 40 viewers for a while. What happened to that, though, actually, I did that with Asdivine, too. I don't think that one had a lot. I think that one had, like, maybe 40 or 20, but, like, Revenant Dogma actually had a lot because a lot of people, for some reason, thought it was, like, a Dragon's Dogma. But what was funny about that, though, was, so, for Cronus Arc, the game was made practically around you buying those orbs, and I'm not even using that as an over-exaggeration. It was either you had those orbs, or the level system was you had to upgrade your gear, and if you didn't have those orbs to double or triple whatever it was the gear that the enemies drop, it didn't just, like, double the drop chance, it also doubled the amount that they dropped, but it doubled the drop chance. And the drop chance on some of those items was, like, actually ridiculous. Like, having to hunt down the same enemy 10 times on the easiest zone, except, with this tiny exception, it would be the rarest enemy out of all of the enemies in that zone that for some reason they put in there, and also even then it had a really low drop chance if you found the enemy. But it was just like, finding the enemy alone was ridiculous. But no, that was the problem with Cronus Arc. Revenant Dogma, though, however, its stats were scaled to where you needed the gems. And I'm not saying that as in, like, you needed them or else it was, like, a guaranteed loss. I'm saying that as in, it was either you had them or you'd be playing the game twice as long, needing double the levels. Like, you could beat the game at, say, level 70, I think it was, on the easiest difficulty. And I'm gonna let that sink in. Normally in an RPG, it's, like, maybe 60 for the easiest difficulty. No, if you're on the hardest difficulty, you had to be, like, 140. Now you might be thinking, okay, so that's with the items, though. That's not without. Imagine you're playing on the hardest difficulty, and you're now needing to do it without the items. 140 times 2, that is, like, 280? Yeah, that's not pleasant. That is pain waiting to happen. It's not even that's bad, it's just the farms are so long. And they do have double XP, but the main orbs that you wanted in that game were, like, double damage and double HP. I think there was one, but I don't know. For some of the games, they tried to modify them around you needing those orbs. Some they didn't. Like, if you play Fern's Gate, Fern's Gate's great. I mean, you don't need them, but play Cronus Arc or Revenant's Dogma, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm screwed. They're not expensive. They actually made the price pretty low. I think it's like $2 per thing. If you buy the full set of all the orbs, it's like $5 or something like that. So they try to keep the price reasonable to where it winds up being you buy a $15 game and need $5 of DLC just to plow through it. But yeah, it happens. Oh yeah, and there were multiple things though that happened in Asdivine Hearts that were kind of glitchy. So when you stream a Chemco game, sometimes the achievements don't pop up. And with Asdivine Hearts, when we ran that, so Asdivine Hearts 2 came out, and we're gonna stream both 1 and 2. But when 1 came out, I ran through the whole game, and I was missing, I think, like 4 achievements by the end or something like that. Fern's Gate, we went through, and I was still missing 2 achievements. I think those still never unlocked. Like, I'm pretty sure I still have it installed, and those still haven't unlocked. I could, of course, make a new save and run through them again, except one of those achievements is something you can only get, like, 15 or 20 hours into the game, and I'm not gonna play a game 15 hours for one achievement. Especially, like, if it's, like, I've gotta redo the beginning of the game. That's the main part that I don't want to have to do. be honest, this game gets, like, a lot easier once you play it for a bit. Like, we're doing a lot better than we have in the past. And I'm not just gonna choke that up to the character. Actually, you know what? Let's say that it's because we played as fail. You know why? Because that was ridiculous. That's like the biggest debuff you can get in a game. What adds insult to injury on getting fail is it's like it wasn't hard to farm him, but I saw his stats and didn't want to play as him. And I'm kind of glad I saved that for that, because that was just bad. Like, he walked like a statue. He walked as fast as the NPCs do. And, like, his damage was not worth that. We're at 7 health. Everything's going good so far. Okay. I can live with how this match is going. We're not getting, like, too lucky, but we're getting about what we need. Well, I could really do without running into those crab things because I run without looking. So I don't get why those things attack the way they do. They, like, run into you, but also if you don't notice, every now and then they do shoot. It's like they're not meant to shoot, though. Like, they don't always. And so normally if they shoot, they only do it either when they spawn, or they'll every now and then just do it, because why not? No, get that, yes! Got it, 7 hearts. Okay. Now, I am gonna use, my turret on this boss, because I want to demonstrate the damage, because it's a lot. It's not like a little damage, it's a lot. Actually, you know what? No, we've got enough stuff. We could... I'm gonna use it on the next boss. The reason is, like, if we use it on this boss, we can actually kill him, if you use time stop in the turret while playing as Erika. Because I know this from an attempt, you can kill him by just destroying his hands once. But that's with the turret. So, we're gonna do it without the turret. We're just gonna destroy his hands normally, and pretty sure this will take destroying his hands twice. Unless the turret just added that much damage. But I don't think it added that much. It might have, though. Let's see what his health is at when this is over. Oh, I got hit. I was not paying attention. Yeah, it's under half. So I guess the turret took out like half of his health then. That's actually pretty good. Also, heads up, so shooting this guy in the armpit apparently does a ridiculous amount of damage compared to shooting his body. I just realized that, like, that actually speeds up the kill a lot. Okay, we did it. And so for anyone wondering, the reason why I'm kind of hoping we don't make it to Erebus, and is why also I'm not going to buy upgrades, the reason's because if you beat him, you have to sit through a long cutscene. It's not even that long, actually. It's the credits, but it also scrolls through all the enemy types, and you get about, like, 6 seconds on a page with 3 enemies at a time. And it's decently quick for, you know, a credits roll, at least. Kinda wish you could skip it, but you can't. So, yeah, you gotta live with it. So, I'm gonna try to beat this boss, but I'm also gonna try to die to Erebus. But I'm not gonna, like, genuinely try to die. I'm just gonna hope we do. I'm gonna hardcore try, though, to win. Don't know how that's gonna go. I think we can do it, though. Just, at least with the setup we've got right now. Unless everything just takes a turn for the worse, and we don't get any more items. Because if that happens, then, well, we might not. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got dynamite. How much is that? 8 dynamite. We got a lot. We got 8 dynamite and 8 timers. Ooh, we got hit. Okay, time stop. Take him out, take him out, take him out. Just gotta clear as many off the map as possible when we get the time stop activated. Preferably, like, all from one side of the map. That way, you know, we've got, like, a clear side we can stand on. Go. Okay, we're doing good so far. Okay. Time stop. Clear, 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 clear. Clear them. Okay, we're almost done with this. Okay, they're done. We just have to kill them all now. Oh, thank God. Oh, also, just heads up, so from beating the campaign, you actually unlock a new soundtrack for the game. It's called Metal. If you noticed, while we're in the character selection menu, it said we're playing that. I do have game volume turned off from music, and the only reason for that's copyright on YouTube. But still, just I let that, like, knowledge out there that it is a thing. So, let's see how this goes. First we take out that side, then we take out that side, and if you notice, like, our turret actually is doing decent damage. Time stop. Done. Okay. Yeah, so if you can't tell, like, Erika's just flat out so much better than all the other characters. And just one playthrough as her. Look at how much gold we have when we're in this freaking loading screen. Not here. Not here. We don't care about the cutscene. Look at that. Look at that. We had, like, what was that, like, 100? Something like that before we started. And now we're at that. That's enough to fully upgrade Nora, for anyone wondering. That's gonna be enough. So... like, we could just do the items, but I don't want to. I want to keep this fair. I know it kind of wasn't fair for Chloe, but we all know she would have died, like, in automatic zone. Like, she would have died here at the start for our first entrance because we didn't know what we were going into if she didn't have items. We're almost done. Okay. We're at the end. Let's go. Shoot him at the start. I think if you played as Leary, you might be able to just completely outrun that thing and keep circling the boss to shoot it, but I'm not positive. I think Leary could pull that off, though. And this, no matter what, is actually made so that you're supposed to come in here fully upgrading, so... you know, if you did that as Leary, it would work. Okay, no, I'm gonna avoid getting that hit, because I don't know how well we're gonna do with the amount of lives we have. Hopefully the answer is good. Okay, we got it. First boss down. On to the next. On to the next. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Airbus, let's go, let's go, let's go. Shoot him on... right here. Right here is good. I like the safe zone. Okay, okay. Maybe not. Maybe I don't like the safe zone at all. Clear it. Then we're doing good so far. This is not the best case scenario, but it's not the worst. It could always be worse. That it could. Okay, it's almost done. We did it. That was it. Okay. So yeah, even without paying for the gold, or paying for the items with gold, we did it. We did it. Erika can solo, and you know what? We're gonna enjoy these credits. Erebus was destroyed and sent to the underworld. Also, this ending I question because his entire army vanished. Were they like him? Was that what this was? Because if so, like, he was not guiding them very well if they were him. Oh yeah, and then humanity started anew, and for some reason, so because the police and government pledged to improve society, Nora can now return to the future, but couldn't she have done that, like, when he was dead? Like, as soon as he was dead, it was just like, yoink, I'm out. So yeah, so you got these, you got Nyx. By the way, apparently that first boss's name is Nyx. So, yeah, we got that. And these guys have really simple names. Zombie Peasant. Thought it was Zombie Farmer, like a Zombie Cowboy. Oh yeah, and then we got Red Mush. And the Mush Arm. And then we got Gargoyles, Lord Gargoyles, Paimons? Paimons. And Hamon. I think that's Nanon, like N-A-N-A, but I'm not sure. Or N-A-O-N. Then you got Blind Eye, Demons, Night Flowers. Valafar! Who is Valafar? Then you got the Failed Experiment, Bolo, Massacre, Laboratory Door. Varen's Arm. Who the hell's Varen? Boro and Scarab and Erebus. Yep. Feel bad for that one failed experiment. Just looking at it, you're a mistake. Okay. We are out of here. Once we're back into the main menu, we're gonna look at stuff. Okay, yep. We're back, and look at that money. So, we actually don't have enough to fully upgrade. Oh my god. I thought we would. Well, I guess that happens. Anyway, so that'll be it for now. See y'all next time. We're doing this next time. I guess since she's not level 20, I'll get started on Erika doing run-throughs of each zone. So, hope you all have fun watching. See you next time.